Welcome to Zone 6 Picks, your go-to source for daily sports betting predictions, expert insights, and free picks across the biggest games in the NBA, WNBA, NFL, MLB, NCAA, and more. We specialize in delivering accurate, research-backed betting content with no subscriptions, no hidden fees, just straightforward betting advice you can trust. Before we get started, a quick shout-out from my partner Zone 6.
What's up, family? Thanks for tapping in with Zone 6 Picks, where we drop game picks every single day. Straight free picks, no pay for play. If you like winning, this the zone you need to be in, Zone 6. Just show the channel some love, smash that like button, subscribe to the channel, and ring that bell so you don't never miss a money play. Let's eat.
Welcome back to Zone 6 Picks. The 2025 NFL Preseason kicks off with a compelling matchup between the Indianapolis Colts and the Baltimore Ravens this Thursday, August 7th in Baltimore. As part of Hall of Fame Enshrinement Week, this game gives us a strong early look at two very different preseason approaches, especially when it comes to quarterback plans and roster strategy. The Colts enter this one as road favorites, and that's largely due to their quarterback situation. Head coach Shane Steichen has confirmed that both Anthony Richardson and Daniel Jones will see extended action as they compete for the Week 1 starting job. Both quarterbacks have looked sharp in camp, and this game represents a live opportunity to separate themselves. That kind of real-time competition is rare in the preseason, and it almost guarantees a high-effort performance from the Colts' offensive unit early on. Add in the fact that multiple players are battling for depth chart positioning, and it's no surprise Indianapolis is getting early money at the books. Now Baltimore comes in with a much different approach. John Harbaugh has a track record of success in preseason games, but he's expected to sit most of his key starters, including Lamar Jackson and Derrick Henry. Instead, it'll be veteran Cooper Rush taking the bulk of the snaps under center. Rush is one of the more reliable backups in the league, and with the Ravens coaching continuity and structured system, he's more than capable of keeping the offense moving. That said, the overall personnel advantage in the early phases clearly leans toward the Colts. But here's the caution. Preseason football doesn't always follow the script. A spread of 5.5 or 6 points is significant in a game where the starters might only play a couple of series. Once the backups are in, things tend to level out. Cooper Rush gives Baltimore a real chance to stay competitive into the second half, and Harbaugh's staff knows how to manage these games. This also sets up to be one of the more high-scoring preseason matchups, with Richardson, Jones, and Rush all expected to take meaningful snaps. You've got three NFL-ready quarterbacks who can move the ball. The Colts will attack early, and Baltimore should respond once the game settles into second-unit territory. I lean Ravens to cover the spread at plus 6.5. My final score projection, Colts 20, Ravens 17. It's still preseason, so play it light, manage your units, and treat this as intel for the weeks ahead. The preseason continues rolling on, and this next Week 1 matchup between the Cincinnati Bengals and the Philadelphia Eagles, kicking off at 7:30 p.m. Eastern, from Lincoln Financial Field. This game has drawn attention from bettors thanks to a rare decision in the preseason. Cincinnati is planning to play their starters. Head coach Zach Taylor has confirmed that both Joe Burrow and Ja'Marr Chase will see multiple series, as the Bengals look to shake off their trend of slow regular season starts by getting reps in early. That announcement alone has shifted the betting line hard in Cincinnati's favor, moving them to 6-point road favorites and sitting around minus 240 on the Moneyline. On the flip side, the Eagles are taking a more traditional approach, with Jalen Hurts, A.J. Brown, and several other key starters expected to rest. This game becomes a showcase for Philly's depth. Despite being defending champs and dominant at home last season, they're clearly prioritizing long-term health over short-term reps. Still, preseason football doesn't always play out like the odds suggest. The Bengals have struggled mightily in recent preseasons, going winless in 2024 and failing to cover spreads in 2023. And once Burrow and Chase exit, the depth at quarterback behind them leaves plenty of room for doubt. That's where Philly can creep back in. The Eagles' backups will get plenty of time to work against the Bengals' second and third units. And in front of a home crowd, that effort tends to show up. While I do believe the Bengals will win this game outright, based on their opening personnel, the 6-point spread feels heavy for a preseason game. History tells us Cincinnati fades once their stars come off the field, and Philly's depth has enough juice to keep things competitive. Cincinnati averaged nearly 28 points per game last season, and while Philly had one of the best defenses in the league, Most of that unit will be resting. Add in a little chaos from backups trying to earn roster spots, and you've got a game that could tilt toward the over. Final read, I lean Bengals to win. Eagles to cover the +6. Zone 6 projected final score, Bengals 21, Eagles 17. Tonight, we're breaking down a preseason matchup that's flying under the radar but loaded with value. The Las Vegas Raiders heading to Seattle to take on the Seahawks, Thursday, August 7th. Now, preseason betting isn't about big names or flashy narratives. It's about understanding coaching tendencies, depth charts, and who's actually going to be on the field when it matters most. And that's exactly where this game gets interesting. The line opened with the Raiders as slight underdogs, but after reports about their starters possibly seeing time, that number flipped. Las Vegas is now favored by as much as 6 points in some spots. But here's the catch. Pete Carroll has said the starters are live, but that doesn't mean we'll see a full quarter from guys like Geno Smith. At most, you might get a series or two. After that, it's up to the backups, Aiden O'Connell and rookie Cam Miller, to carry the load. Meanwhile, Seattle is taking the opposite approach. New head coach Mike McDonald has confirmed he won't play the starters in this opener. That might sound like a negative at first, but when you dig into the Seahawks' depth, it's actually a plus. Drew Lock is one of the most experienced backup quarterbacks in the league, and he'll likely handle the bulk of the early snaps. After him, they've got Jalen Milroe, a rookie with big play potential who could light up the second half. Depth matters in the preseason. This game won't be won in the first quarter. It'll be decided late, when both teams are deep into their second and third units. And that's where Seattle has the edge. They're playing at home, in front of a loud crowd at Lumen Field, and they've got the more proven quarterback room from top to bottom. So while the public money may be chasing the Raiders based on a few starter reps, the smarter play here is on Seattle. They've got the depth, the home field edge, and they're getting points. The pick for tonight's Hall of Fame week action, Seattle Seahawks +5.5. Bet light, it's still preseason, but this is a sharp angle worth taking. Here's the quick rundown for Thursday's preseason picks. It's a dog day in Baltimore. We're taking the Ravens +6.5. The Colts will start Richardson and Jones, but Cooper Rush and Harbaugh's system should keep it close. In Philly, give me the Eagles +6.5. Burrow and Chase might start, but once they're out, the depth shifts in favor of the home team. Out in Seattle, we're rolling with the Seahawks +5.5. The Raiders may flash early, but Seattle's depth and quarterback rotation make them the better play. 3 underdogs, 3 solid covers. Let's cash. And that's how we're starting off the NFL preseason. At Zone 6 Picks, this is our specialty. NFL is where we lock in and do our best work all season long. We expect a strong run this year, so if you're rocking with us, make sure you're subscribed and tapped in. This is just the warm-up. Let's eat all season.